That's the
Just
plan.
think about it.
And then
you get a
decryptify
glimmer,
him.
and then you get a glimmer kit.
And a pipe on him.
Oh, wow. That is absolutely horrible.
I like how he builds everything up.
Yeah.
I think... So LGD will... Okay.
Okay,
All right.
Bane.
That was not what I was thinking.
But that's still a good partner with
Yeah.
the Lash, and it's very important where you have someone to set up so you can gank with Lash early on. So there might be a lot of smoke gangs.
I mean, it's difficult to play against Bane and Clock or Rubik and Clockwork though. Like, it's I
yeah,
think it's a very risky pick.
yeah,
for the
but
Bane,
but
for
I
the
still
Bane.
I still think it's important for them to get someone to set up for the split off, and Bane in team fights is good against mobile carry like anti-mage. So
True.
I mean, it's hard to execute, but it's something they need against anti-mage.
Okay, so I mean, at that point, it's just what you needed. It's not
Yeah.
about the matchup anymore. This is something we've always come back to, right? It's like, all right, at that point, you focus on what your team needs. Try to play it out. LGD, they did take the first game, so at worst, you know, they tie 1-1. It's not like they're going to get 0 points. They're getting something out of their very first game. Cloud9 now fighting to tie this up, make sure they can secure 1 point before they go on to their second match. Obviously, you want to open up TI5 with 1 point on the scoreboard. It feels nice. LGD going for the 3-0. If so, I mean, people putting LGD in the top 3 doesn't look too bad. So let's jump into game 2. Find out if Cloud9 can fight back.
Yeah. It's wonderful. Wait, what? What, really? Yes! Wait, Waka.
All right, then.
All right, let's get ourselves into the game. And so, second game of the series, pushing for the 3 points LGD. Cloud9 try and draw it back and keep them at 1 apiece. It will be LGD versus Cloud9 here for the International 5 group stages, day 1.
Yeah. Day 1 is starting, and we see LGD running down as 5 into C9's jungle here. C9 just trying to go out and see if there's any warding going on.
They see them all.
Just trying not to go too far in. Fisher, very dangerous.
Nice observed ward from Notal, leaving it behind.
Defensive ward. Yeah.
Just checking out. Is that close? That's not close enough to block the camp, is it? I think it's fine.
No. It's good.
The dire observer one will, however.
So they pretty much saw where they dropped that ward because of that. They actually still had vision of them running in there and placing it. So now they can make a little bit easier D-ward. They should be able to find that. But they're actually switching lanes already. They are moving their anti-mage to top, it seems. Oh, they're changing their mind again. Bone 7 going back to top. And Terran Envy going back to bottom.
Well, now they get the vision of what's happening in the middle lane. So they see Sala, maybe MMY and Zhao. Wait, it's literally an LGD
They're giving
train.
up both the bounty runes.
They are. Because so the first one's going to go to Yao. He's really defensive. He doesn't really want to go for this. Misery, okay, yeah. He's thinking maybe he can fire telekinesis
Okay, bottom
grab.
is denied.
Okay, yeah. Notal will take care of that one.
Yao was really scared. He was like, I don't want to go for that rune. And then
It's dangerous.
No Tail was on the high ground, like, well, we can't take it, so just kill it.
You walk close enough that you could get telekinesis grabbed. Because Yao took so long, he doesn't get the fissure block on the first wave.
Yeah. He also had to use one fissure there because he was so scared to check it. So in the end, it's still fine. I mean, no bounty rune the way of C9, so LGD is still going to be happy. And he does have a dual lane here with Zhao 8. So his lane is pretty strong. Zhao 8 will harass against the Pugna.
And how's this top lane then meant to work? So you've got MMY. That you just like Nightmare into a Rocket Barrage, you even get aggressive like that, knowing the Pwn 7's... Well, you don't know he's only got cogs. But he's only got cogs.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that top lane. I'm just looking at bottom and thinking this lane is gonna crumble. There's one tango on No Tail's Pugna, and there's 4 tangos on Anti-Mage. That's it. That's all your regen. And you don't have any items on Pugna. I don't think you can
just
trade
believe
this
in
here.
the RNG of...
I mean, you're going,
1, the lightning not hitting Eternal Envy, and 2, the PMS.
You're going up against 2 salves, clarities, and 7 tangos.
They're getting aggressive. There's already your first stun out in Envy and Notal. Yep, they go for the second with a Split Earth.
I dodged it, at least, very nicely there. And meanwhile, on top lane, yeah, just looking at it, it's just... Seems like they can't really stop the Gyrocopter from farming either. So the 2 lanes working out really beautifully on LGD, so that puts a lot of pressure over on Fada. He has to do well on the mid lane.
It's very difficult though, because he hasn't stopped the SF from getting early CS. Like it's 5-0. The SF's already managed to pick up a bottle. 2-minute rune controls can be really important for him, but at the same time, look where Misery's moving.
Yeah.
He's coming in to try and find the gank from up in the dire jungle. In fact, the courier snipe, he's in the perfect position for it. With boots first, the courier down. Run, you catty cat, into the trees and away to safety.
He juked it, and he finds the S4 rune. Beautiful. Very nice rune there for Shadow Fiend. Well, this is actually making the laning phase extremely hard for C9. They also did not get the D ward on the pull camp. Look at the bottom Look at the sentry, it's so close.
It's just off.
Yeah, and the other sentry also. Even though they saw when they put it down.
They actually brought Envy into. Oh,
Oh,
no!
It's a disaster.
Oh, it's like the holy death.
Where
like,
is it?
Like, this is the isosceles triangle. You don't want to get A does not equal B, and you did not want C.
Yeah, I mean, this... With 3 sentries, you should get that D ward, but this camp is ridiculously big to begin with, so it's really hard to be certain where the ward is. That said, though, these are not ideal sentries, really.
No.
The two on top are overlapping really hard.
Yeah, you got mass overlap, and they must have really thought it was in the tree line to the east. Like, that's the only reason they put it there. They're going to be really spitting chips when they look back at that replay later on.
Definitely, and that puts them in such a bad spot, because they can't run up and farm. Anti-Mage is not touching the creeps enough. He has 6 CS. He's doing a good job pulling back the creep there. Managed to sneak 1. That's what you have to do here. Try and run up, aggro the creeps, pull them back, and, you know, get whatever CS you can get.
Yeah, but at the same time, he's still having to keep on par with Sylar, who is 18-9, the highest CSer on the board. And even this middle lane, like, Fader might be really close to the CS of maybe, but at the same time, you have to remember what... Actually, I suppose both can do it with the farming of the jungle.
Yeah, both can do that. However, it's a Shadow Fiend. Like, in true terms of just transitioning into right-click and carry potential, you have to respect the Shadow Fiend's farm more. Of course, Lina, though, needs all the farm she can get so she can actually carry this game in the early stage.
Has Envy abandoned the lane? Like,
pretty much.
He's walked away coming down for the 4-minute
I
ring.
mean,
Now,
I think he jungles,
like-
but there's no small camp, though, so he has to jungle medium camps.
Xiaowe's actually stronger than him, and he even gets a regeneration rune after throwing out the stun.
Envy tried to blink in and steal it, but wasn't able to do that.
So they turn Notal into a core. You do have one stack, like the Alpha or the Mud Golems there, but he's got
You're not turning him into a core, he's just on the lane, sort of. He has a magic stick, that's it. He has no boots even.
Okay, like, this is where I get concerned. When you look at a replay and you follow Eternal Envy's track, and you basically got him walking up to the stairwell, he then loops around to try and check out the rune area.
I mean, what
then
is going on
And then
right
comes
now?
back up again to walk to the side,
Yo.
and then walks back over. Like, we're basically playing loop-de-loop.
The diving?
They're coming in for the mid.
This is not... That's not the play?
No, because Yao's got Fissure, and TP support should be available. Misery underneath the tower.
On
In
the right
comes the
side,
Bane
though.
as well. He's not close enough, though. They need to lock him on the other side.
Yeah, they didn't get him there. And they have 3 heroes, so they're pretty strong. I think LGD just needs to back out here. Cannot go in. But I think they're in this stage where, you know, a wise man or a crazy man once said that when a game starts going like this, he just tries to create as much chaos as possible until no one can understand Dola. That's pretty much what you have to do at this stage. They are having 4 of their heroes at the bottom of the CS list. When the Bane is over your anti-mage in last hits, that's when you know.
Yeah, you're having significant troubles here. Misery's going to make a move down to the bottom lane. They have dropped down the Nether Ward, but Xiao Wei, like, you'll get a little bit chipped when he throws out the lightning, but then he moves deeper inside the tree line. He's actually holding clarities as well for Yao.
Yeah. Oh, he might be
They should jump.
in trouble here.
No, when Yao's got a fissure available, you're always going to get a little bit more space. Okay, maybe not this much space. And now the TP support arrives in. The lightning's slowing them down. Look for that Lashrak stun. They get the hit over on Misery, and Notal doesn't want to run away from this one. It's lucky Scrap will do some work, but in comes Sylar.
God.
Not 1, but 2 to pick up the double kill. First
Sylar.
blood spilled, and a disastrous start for Cloud9.
Yeah, what a start for Sylar. Just TPing down there, and he's like, oh, you prepared 2 kills for me? I'll just pick up these 2 and then go push for a tower, or just transition back to my farming. Is that the full drums for him now, or Aquila? He is sending out the Aquila and also the Magic Wand upgrade. All right, so Sylar is doing great.
There was only 1 casualty that LGD had to suffer during that fight. There was the Mango on Yao.
Rip Mango.
That was the only casualty of war.
It was a hero.
And then you get arcade boots up for Xiao Wei now. They throw the fissure and hit Envy with a stun. The lightning! They actually combo it.
Yeah.
He only moved down there to throw the
Such
ward.
a dangerous duel lane. I mean, this is not even really a core Leshrac per se, because both of them are cores. Both of them are farming down here. The Shaker and the Lesh just working together. Top lane, Bane actually being caught out here.
Yeah, but the Nightmare's going to protect him, and Sylar in with a full call down. Rocket Barrage, MMY,
Oh, no.
even on 33 life, you'll survive. Oh, the spirits are being crushed right now. of Cloud9, while LGD party hard all night long, while NoTail bottom lane, he's in trouble, throwing down the Nether Ward. But it's such a simple combo, and they can keep doing it because of the arcane boots.
Yeah, and they don't really care about this level 2 ward. It deals 1.25 damage per mana I use. Okay, fine. But the two of us are both gonna use our mana to kill you.
Fader.
Oh, the stack.
He's trying to contest the stack, but Yao is the one man who TP'd in. Fidge is over on Fader. Now 1 raise, 2 raise, and the creeps, they're actually coming up to maybe. Fader will salve up and run away.
Yeah, he's gonna have to run away, and that stack is pretty much secured. Shadow Phoenix got cleared right away. Actually, I might try and stack it one more time. Yeah, he's gonna wait for the timing.
No.
Oh, he doesn't.
Raise 1, raise 2. He can actually kill it before the timing
Yeah, it's gonna
arrives.
spawn anyway, so
Yep.
that's perfectly fine.
So so Cloud9 try and switch things up a little bit.
A little bit.
They've pushed MV into the middle lane.
Yeah.
This means now that Fader has no home. And Misery is still roaming with him. NoTail is the man who has turned into this semi-core role, sitting back behind the tier 1 tower because he's the only man that can sort of farm on this lane with Netherblast.
He can get experience down here at least and make sure that the tower doesn't die. It's about running up, nether blasting as you say, and just trying to keep it alive. He's just pinging the Leshrac right now like, I don't want to do anything against this. But he's getting experience. And that is the important part.
LGD's going to pressure more. It's a 3-man smoke and they're moving to bottom lane. So NoTail's just throwing down the Nether Ward. They're still alive for 25 more seconds. By the time this gank arrives, actually smoke broke on MMY, just on the left. So they know Eternal Envy is in the trees, and he's trying to use like this one gap wide farming strat.
Yeah, he's choke point jungling right now.
That's
cutting down trees with his Quelling Blade. And very nice that he did have the double damage there, so he could farm up a little bit
They're going to
faster.
smoke up and move. Clockwork's got a hook shot.
Yeah, and they saw him, they pinged him.
Yep.
Not going shall wait right away.
They do not want to go in this one. MMY is still here, and he's going to Nightmare over. Actually, he Nightmares up and keeps NoTail out the fight. So Leshrac will end up dying here.
That's
and
2
with
kills.
Laguna Blade, yep, they get some revenge. LGD not finding the perfect moment.
That was a very nice smoke timing there for Bone 7 to be coming in and, you know, just getting in the rear end of LGD's rotation there. Finding out the Leshrac.
Envy's trying to be sneaky as well. He's grabbing the Dire Creep Wave and dragging it from between the tier 1, tier 2 towers in mid.
He's gonna pull them to Ancients and farm them there. Or is he?
No, he's bringing it back to the mid.
All right. All right.
I think initially he was looking maybe does not want to give him this room. But I think initially he was just looking for more damage on that tier 1 tower in mid. It's pretty low as it is.
Yeah, he just wants any gold he can find right now. He's scrambling to find anything. Man. Poor man Envy just running around. Meanwhile, I feel almost equally bad for Big Daddy NoTail just sitting on bottom lane because you know they're going to come down here again. The Leshrac is not going to switch lane until this tower is gone. So farming on the lane right now, very dangerous.
Schmock time again.
Fisher is going to lead up.
Yeah.
This is going to be a kill.
And NoTail's got no Nether Ward down, so there's Fissure 1, Stun 2, Brain Sap and Lightning, and it just looks easy as pie.
Fisher from the smoke, as it has such a long cast range, it's, you know, if you just stand on the lane, you're guaranteed dead. Meanwhile, Sylar playing very careful top because he doesn't know where most people are right now. So that means that Rubik is actually being able to lane a little bit and getting closer to level 6.
Sa's probably going to protect himself. If he dies, that's a lot to be given over.
Oh, yes.
Like he's almost 5k net worth 10 minutes into this game. In fact, overall, like, all that 5k net worth is almost the advantage that LGD had until those last 2 kills on bottom lane.
Yeah. I mean, the advantage right now is pretty much gonna increase as well because they didn't take a single tower until just now, and they will start making the rotations from tower to tower. But that also gives Envy a chance to start running around in the jungle and farm.
Well, so nice the Clockwork now has a blade mill, but there's not much to go with that. Like,
Brown Boots Blade Mill, it's the new fashion, dude.
it's yep.
I mean, I would like to see a magic wand with it as well, but if you gotta get your Blade Mail early on Clockwork, do what you gotta do, because Blade Mail is core for this hero, so extremely core. Now he can hook in and know he can punish Shadow Phoenix.
There it is. Goes on maybe, but the Fissure actually off target. Doesn't really get the Sun in control. They Nightmare on the SF, and actually evaded. He just evaded Laguna?
Yeah,
maybe. Throwing back out again. The call down from Sylar and Bone 7. Fiend's Grip, NoTail trying to give the life, but it's not enough when Yao jumps in for the Echo. They've lost 2. They're gonna lose 3 here, and they actually keep Misery alive. Potentially gonna go for 4. Envy jumps in. He actually, well, actually doesn't find anything. He man breaks us some decent damage, but the SF was the only casualty of war, and that was dying to the Pugna.
That was so beautiful play
I mean, to the leader.
by Mama, yeah. Going in there and getting the Nightmare on the Shadow Fiend as the Laguna came. just perfect. Like, could not have been better.
And MMY, take my energy. You're doing beautiful, beautiful work.
Yeah, truly. And deny attempt? Oh, that was so close by No-Tail.
They actually pulled out a little bit early there, LGD, but Sylar stuck around a little bit longer. Gets the money for himself. What's coming on that courier? So the O clubs are right for Sylar. You've got almost 1,300 life on this gyro with the phase boots. His damage output's wonderful.
Yeah.
And they're going to smoke. They want to keep the pressure on. No tier 1 tower. Make the most before C9 can get vision up.
Probably gonna go straight for the BKB as well, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him go into the Sanxiaxia build in this game as well. Oh, let's see if they can find Fada here.
If he runs for the trees, and he
Oh.
ran for the trees,
Fissure is
this is the
available.
one time you don't listen to HYHY. Fader, real trouble.
Yeah, and that means the top tower is compromised, so they're just gonna try and push mid. They do have, well, it's only a level 1 Nether Blast, so I'm not gonna say they have good pushing.
Yeah.
But they're actually wrapping around
And they're
mid
going to
as
lose
well.
a courier too if they're not careful. Zhao, wait, one attack. Gyro, and oh, it's not enough. 20 HP, but hookshot comes in. They go on Zhao, wait. The Fable will help do the job, but the call down. Bone
Oh,
7, the
Blade
Blade
Mail!
Mail! Sylar kills himself! That is a
Beautiful.
huge kill.
They're
And then
healing
why? Yep, they're keeping Bone 7 alive. It's No-Tail again using that drain to actually funnel it into Misery. MMY, the fissure, actually stolen by Misery, slowing him down. They have to keep the run going, but MMY, he would love to make it to the regeneration room, but avoids the rocket. SF is tanking the top tower. They'll TP support in.
They want
Yao,
this.
he's got a fissure available, keeping Fader and everybody out.
Ah, that's a nice Fissure by Yao. Wow, with that Blade Mail, though, paying dividends in that fight, so Clockwork doing some good work. Bone 7 has been playing really well in this game. His score, 3 kills, 2 deaths, and 2 assists.
This is so much space creation and No-Tail. Okay, well, now he might be dead. Okay, well, the cross fissure.
They're like, yeah, you're not leaving. You're staying there, buddy. The X marks the spot. Oh, poor Pugna. But it is just a Pugna. It doesn't really matter if he does. It's not
It's
very
just an easy kill for the SF, and probably more than anything else, just seeing that money come into the SF after he's already picked up the mech.
Yeah.
And the gyrocopter, like, he was the bigger kill. The fact they got the kill
Oh,
on
the
him.
dominating streak? Yeah, they killed that.
It was a 4-0 for Sylar, and he was so far ahead in the net worth, but he still is. But what they've created is
They
space
see him,
for
man.
eternal envy.
They actually got killed. No, he should have thrown him back.
Or maybe.
Oh, they could have killed the Shadow Fiend there actually with the Blade Mail, but their Sentry Ward at least keeping the Rubik safe. Almost got a kill from it.
It's like bottom lane, Envy has to blink himself away. Sylar's getting up in his face. But this top tower is very, very low. It's actually within deny range too.
It is now, yeah.
So it's the
And,
choice.
There's a ward. They're gonna get rid of this, the lane ward. I like the deep ward by LGD on the top part of the map, the one next to the temple. Very nice.
It's a little bit more of an unusual position.
Yeah, it's one of those wards that you're gonna have for its full duration, pretty guaranteed.
Yep.
Very unlikely to get dewarded.
Well, there's your deny of that top tower.
Yep. Meanwhile, Envy is like running around and farming bounty runes and stuff.
While Gyro's farming up the
It's the
radiant
warrior's
jungle.
way, man. He has to do the warrior's way to anti-mage. It's not about that safe farm, it's about the struggle.
I'm wondering though, even once he gets his Battle Fury, how much control will he have on the map?
Oh, nothing. Like,
Because all
But-
tier 1 towers are gone.
it's not about control, it's about being very, very sneaky. So he's
Oh.
just gonna run around and hope that he doesn't get seen by any of the wards.
I hate to tell you, man, but they have like Bane and Earthshaker.
Yeah,
if you want
they-
2 guys who can catch him out, and especially when Earthshaker is only 100 gold away from his Blink Dagger, you're in trouble as an anti-mage.
Yeah, but Envy doesn't want to hear about the hardships. He knows about them. He's gonna pull through, I believe.
Oh, he'll have to be
You know,
doing pretty strong,
Out
man.
of all teams, if you're new to Dota, out of all teams that you could possibly choose as your favorite, C9 is the most painful to be a fan of. It actually hurts.
Well, what Nahaz was tweeting out as well, like the top 10 gold comebacks for Cloud9, they're actually in 4 of them. 3 is losing and 1 is winning. If you're looking to sit in your edge of your seat when you're having a game, Cloud9 tends
I
to
mean,
give
the
you that.
previous game, they had a 20,000 gold lead and lost. So that has to feel bad. This game, they're not going to have that problem, though. So maybe it
True.
works the other way around.
Very, very true. It's because LGD kicks in early. Now you
Yeah.
actually get double Blade Mail. So both Fader as well as Clockwork
Oh,
have picked up the
interesting.
Blade Mail. But at the same time, I'm looking at a Gyrocopter almost fishing a BKB.
Yeah, I'm not sure, because as I said, what I was worried about this game for C9 is the BKB timings of LGD.
Yes.
And when they are up, your blade mails will count for nothing.
Yes.
So it has to be paying off before that, or just in these pick-off scenarios. Because yes, the 682 HP Leshrac, he will probably die very easily to it. He's very, very squishy.
Yes.
And,
but at the same time, Leshrac isn't going to do that high level of damage when the blade mails are up. He just sits the back lines, uses Force Staff. And he's even got himself a cloak. A cloak? A cloak? Not sponsors.
A beverage.
Keep yourself hydrated. He's got himself a cloak. So even the initial damage may not be enough to kill him off.
Yeah.
Because the blade mail might be like that final nail in the coffin when the lightning bounces.
It might be. They have a lot of heroes that, you know, whether they like it or not, will deal AoE
No
damage.
tail, the Echo Slam on bottom. They actually had a fresh Glimmer Cape from MMY, and Yao walked in and then blinked in for the Echo Slam kill.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I bring Oblivion. A little bit, you know, interestingly timed here. And, yeah, Big Daddy averaged the 3rd highest deaths in 6.84. Poor boy.
That's a really sad stat. Like, come on, Nox. You meant to make us feel really happy about life and everything. Zhao Wei hook shot up. That Glimmer came from MMY. They weren't seeing him there. The Nightmare on the clockwork. And they could just wind up for the Requiem or wind up when you got double raises. The Blade Mail went off, but after the damage was done, like one last hit to kill him off. They don't get the stun over on Misery in time. But now that you've got that kill and you've got a lot of people on top, in fact, the entire team, just go for the top.
And Zhao 8 also showing that he doesn't need HP if he just is quick on his Force Staff. He got away, took no damage, and he can also use this item, of course, to defend his teammates against the Clockwork Hook. Having a quick Force Staff against Clock is super important.
Is Cloud9 going for a Roshan? Like, they're 3-man smoking.
No, they can't.
They're losing tier
They
2
can't.
tower.
I don't even think they can kill it.
No. This is a Roshan
Oh,
war.
they're gonna heal the anti-mage. Okay, they can do it, but this is the gimmicky Roche.
The most ultimate YOLO play. If you're ever behind, the normal rule is go and try and take Roshan.
They can do it.
But Misery's also pushing the bottom lane, so this is going to force a TP in from Sylar. Now, everyone's missing from the map. LGD are probably sitting there going, why are they not defending top tower?
What could they possibly be doing
Where
right
are
now?
Cloud9? Like, if you go the normal trade-off, it's Roshan for tier 2 tower
I mean, this is
lane.
really smart. They're getting something very, very high value here. So as much as we're laughing, this was an amazing play.
Can they get out? Like, that's another question.
Oh,
You're going to blink
Fada
away,
die.
up
It's
and
fine.
away. Fader, however, will not be so lucky. Turns on the Blade Mail, the call down. He doesn't have mana for Laguna. And in fact, Sylar, just in case, triggered the BKB anyway. They'll find No Tail in the trees. The stun from Zhao Wei will catch him out. So they lose 2, but for the glory of Envy, you now have an Aegis the Immortal, and he lives to farm another day.
Yep, that is the case. They're gonna have to rely on Envy in the mid to late game. Envy playing some 1 Protect 4. And that worked beautifully. They got the Roshan. Sure, they died a little bit, but it's still better than what has been going on until now.
True.
And now they have Aegis.
I can't debate that. And if Envy can get himself bigger, if he can, like, okay, this is the point where maybe we should start looking at the anti-mage of Cloud9. Does he still have to go into a Manta style, looking to burn off the mana of the Leshrac early on? Is he even a concern, or do you go for the BKB? He's going to find Zhao Wei, and a very quick movement away. Envy into the trees, tries to hide 1 second till blink. He'll move up, going up even deeper into the trees on the northern side.
The blink shaker?
He's got blink in 1 second time. Now Envy has a TP scroll, is refusing to use it while Bone 7 destroys the tower. Yao actually goes and fidgets over on Bone 7. He does have Echo Slam, and that might he can't get close enough. The cogs are blocking him.
He can't reach him. So after Fisher comes out there, he's like, yeah, safe TP. And they do get out. They're wasting time of LGD. So very nice. They're moving around them, TPing down to keep farming with the anti-mage.
He's actually catching up to the net worth of both SF and Jaro.
He definitely needs to go Manta style in this game. Like, you're
There's
not
no
relevant
choice?
in team fight. You can go for the Vladimirs first, but I think you have to go...
You're going late game in this. Like I say late game. Like the rest of your team puts you up for a good mid-late game.
There's no game when you don't want to have a Manta style and anti-mage. You always want it. Definitely against heroes like Leshrac,
He bought a Vlad's
Shaker.
recipe.
Yeah.
He bought a Vlad's recipe.
It's just because he realizes if he goes Manta straight away now, he probably still won't be able to fight. So going Vladimir lets him keep farming a little bit
Oh,
more.
Envy, they caught him out. The Echo Slam and the follow-up stuns. It's not just one, it should be two, with the lightning from Zhao Wei reaching him. The Aegis
Fiend's
more
grip.
it's the Fiend's grip from MMY. You thought maybe a second life was enough to give you space. It will not do so, though. And he was 200 gold away from the Vlads.
Yeah, that is unfortunate for him. And of course, this tier 2 tower looking very compromised right now. Gonna run up and put down Nether Ward. Are they gonna try and defend it? Maybe.
Well, there is that Nether Ward down.
They're still thinking about it. A lot of spells were committed to kill Envy and Bone 7 there. If Bone 7 respawns, they can fight.
Well, they can just do it with the physical damage. Maybe he's got a double damage rune on this SF.
Okay, they're just gonna let him.
And they triggered the mech early on the fissure. A 3-man stun from Yao. He caught the line perfect. And
What a
Misery
beast.
being brain sapped up after being nightmare prepared. And Sylar, well, okay, rocket barraging Bone 7 with the BKB. The cooldown is going to connect, and he doesn't take the damage. Actually, he does take the damage from the second rocket, but he's back in the safety of his base. And with the Misery buyback,
C9,
LGD back out.
C9 just has to invite LGD to return the favor, you know? Like, have you seen our Fountain? Have you met Fountain? Okay, they're gonna back
That's a
out.
match made in heaven.
They're gonna back out. Roshan, of course, not available because of C9's cheeky little play right now. So bottom lane should be the next objective here, as the tier 2 is still standing. No reason to go high ground too early, even if you're against an AM. Make sure you don't stress too much.
Yep.
Because they can definitely punish you.
Yeah, just be comfortable. Like take the farm in the,
Oh,
in the
look at
jungle,
Meshwak.
push the lane out.
Look at that money. Like, he actually managed to recover really nicely. in
He's
this
almost a call. If he gets that BKB, then again, the Blade Mails won't even affect
Yeah.
him. Not to mention Anti-Mage, Mr. Vladimir's offering, who he has bought it now. The Courier's going to transfer it to him. He's up in the Dire jungle at the moment.
thing. Yeah.
Should we just TP more up? Yeah, MMY and Sylar already preparing for the defense on top lane.
Yeah. But that also means that C9 managed to avert the tier 2 bottom pressure by just going up here and pressuring
MMY,
aggressively.
there's your Nightmare, starting on Bow 7, use the Glimmer Cape to get in close, homing missile and call down, the Fissure follow-up into an Echo. Well, not even the Echo, it was just a normal totem stomp. Middle lane, Envy, first stun. Do they have enough damage before he can blink? And the answer is no. He is running himself away, maybe had that double damage, which is why I thought maybe they would have enough.
Maybe, but the Vladimirs provides some good armor. He has 15 armor before the presence of the Dark Lord, so he's pretty hard to bring down with the right clicks. And of course, Spell Shield works wonders as well. But this, yeah, this Leshrac plays an interesting, like, semi-core role, as you said, because him and Shaker are both pretty rich.
Envy.
Playing around Envy.
Envy is like
Envy sees
surrounded.
them.
He's surrounded by 3. He's just going to blink into the trees and TP out. Bound no tell. He won't be so lucky. He does have a
Oh,
TP scroll available.
no.
Try and juke it around the tree line. Decrepify. He's waiting for the stun, but the stun's going to be the final death blow from Zhao Wei.
This ward keeps pestering them. But still, though, with all these deaths happening, they're still trying to keep the pressure off. But now, finally, it seems the LGD are going to try and get the tier 2 bottom. Can they set up for top in any way? Not really. They need a clockwork.
It's kind of impossible as well when you're going into a gyrocopter.
Yeah.
Because he's just going to pop BKB, call down Rocket Barrage, and even having that Eagle song now just casually sitting on him.
He's so strong.
Yeah. You'll probably find yourself dying 2 heroes to probably just get the 1.
I mean, this game, every trade and everything that happens, you have to go from the disaster perspective. You have to think, okay, the game was absolutely terrible, and what can we achieve now? Did you have a mech on their Pugna?
Just the only issue is it's 25 minutes in.
It's a mech on a Pugna. She does have
Zhao Wei,
it.
well, a little bit too
Oh.
close. They're going to pick him up, throw him back. 4 stuff, he'll actually
Very
die.
nice. Misery picks up 707 gold onto his Rubik and shared gold in the AoE there as well. So 1,285 gold for 1 kill. I'll take it.
Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. And that's a slight overextension. But before Zhao Wei died, he bought his full BKB.
Yeah.
So he doesn't lose any money for it at all.
Yeah.
He just gives money for it.
Well, C9 are going to be fine with that at least. They just want to get something back. It's the only good thing about losing really hard is you get a lot of money. A lot of money when you kill someone.
Sylar's trying to force Envy out here. He actually started a homing missile in the tree line.
It's going to follow all the way.
Yep. But it at least lets him know where Envy is for a very, very long
It's
time.
going to point towards the target. Yeah.
Script knows what I like.
Yep.
Follow the globals.
Yep. Definitely. Oh, he's here. I like how he just turned so sharply like, oh, over here, boys. Okay, so let's see what LGD are trying to do right now. They have picked up an item on Shadow Fiend in terms of the Yasha. And he actually has the full Sanch Yasha on the courier. He's going to deliver that after a TP scroll as
So
well.
perfect timing. Like, it's actually perfect considering he's going to need all the life points he can get up against Lina.
Yeah.
Because it's now an Aghanim Scepter for Fader. He's not a level 3 Laguna Blade. It's just a level 2 ulti at the moment. But that's going to be where you might be able to get that quick pop and give an advantage during a fight.
Yeah, definitely. It's just the fact that you can do it through spell immunity. You can do so much damage with it.
You still just have to be careful about that disjoint nightmare.
Yeah, of course. Like,
Okay.
you can't really prepare for that, though. Mamaya was just a beast in that fight, being ready for it. I mean, Shadow Fiend still died in the end, but he took a lot of resources, a lot more than was initially intended. So, Anti-Mage farmed up to 2.2k gold right now, probably going to go into Yasha after his Vladimir's. He does reveal himself here.
Envy?
He pops the BKB.
Yeah, it's a 10-second one. Envy, well, he's got mana for... okay, he's got mana for Blinks.
Xiaowei was like, there's no way this guy's going on me alone, right?
I think he actually wants to try and kill him. Like, Envy's gone in so deep into the tree lines, turns on the Edict.
Oh, is
now,
he gonna stun him?
Xiaowei, does he? Does he? No, he does not.
Always try. Just try. For us, dude. For the casters. For the fans.
Sila's almost finished a full butterfly. He's got 2,300 gold.
It's looking extremely grim. They're just assembling all their arsenal so that they can go high ground in one convincing manner.
All they gotta do is wait for next Roshan, really.
Yeah,
and
that
Roshan
is-
doesn't spawn for another minute.
Yes, Aegis is definitely
actually,
one of their...
I should make that
components.
10 to 15 seconds is when Roshan spawns.
That's a big difference, Toby.
It is. Or 45 seconds, amazingly. Math is easy. Smoke's gonna break, and do they actually see him? Okay, now they don't get a glimpse of the smoke, but they do see Fader coming out of it.
Oh, boy.
Meanwhile, in middle lane, Eternal Envy caught out by the entire of LGD.
They might just skip Roshan, actually, and just go a little bit now.
Yeah, go for the
because
GG push. Even if you force a buyback out from Anti-Mage, which he doesn't have. Actually, there's no buybacks from C9.
That's the test. You test if there's a buyback. If there's not, you're going to force the tier 3 tower, maybe.
Yep.
And if not, if he does buyback, you just back in Roshan.
This is when that creep wave has to die before it hits the high ground.
Yeah.
And one got up. The backdoor regen won't turn on now. It just got close enough. Bone 7, we just had. He's coming out of the side inside the trees. They forced off MMY in, and then the hook shot down. The cogs, they actually BKB and forced off everybody back out, apart from MMY. Back underneath the tower. Gyrocopter just gets popped
That's
by the Lina
amazing.
with the Bane down. Who needs Eternal Envy when you got the rest of Cloud9 to defend?
That was such a good play by Bone 7, Fada, all of them actually. Misery and Pugna, of course, doing their work as well. And they just won a fight 2v5, or 4v5
Yep.
against LGD. That was okay.
And now Cloud9 have to make sure that LGD don't just slip themselves in and take Roshan. And you'd probably also think for some dire defensive wards, like this one ward they have inside the Radiant jungle is now getting de-warded by Misery. So they understand both Pugna as well as Rubik are hovering around the jungle.
New meta. Only 2 Linas in 1,700 roughly games have picked up the Blade Mail. But, you know, if it works, it works. We'll see. Now he actually has some items at least with the Aghanims, 2.8k gold and Blade Mail. Some pressure on the bottom tier 1. Doesn't seem we're gonna have one of those hero towers that lives still 65
They'll
minutes.
fortify on this Nether Blaster or else they lose the tower. Or actually, no, the tower remains alive. Misery blinks into the tree line and away to safety.
That force stab as well by No-Tail. He just barely got across.
Deny the tower, deny the tower, deny the tower. The
Let
creep
it
wave's
live.
gonna kill the tower. That's like so much money they're gonna let have.
My
Oh.
money.
Now they jump in to take Roshan. So it's like, okay, who cares about towers? You can have the money. We're gonna take Roshan. The creep wave is spoiling this though. And
It doesn't
Bone 7,
matter.
like, is he gonna pull a Bamboo?
He has to. If you get the chance to, you should try. You can definitely trade your life for an attempted Roshan steal or AD steal.
The pulling of the Bamboo, by the way, is just the YOLO play. Hook
He's gotta
shot
go
in,
for it, they
and
know
no,
it.
Leshrac, he actually goes in! 4 stars maybe up! The Cog push back into the Nightmare! The Dido kill him! Aegis the Immortal is underneath the fissure! Bone 7 will die! The Aegis in the hands of the Jaro, but maybe is trapped on a hill till the Force Tubs come back off cooldown. It was worth a crack.
It was worth it. I mean, you should always try for that if you're Clockwork in this scenario, because he's dead for 30 seconds now. Of course, the enemy's going to try and push with the Aegis, but for just 25 more seconds, I think they can spam out and keep the base safe. And besides, if you do manage to steal it, it's such a big impact. It's one of those medium risk, extremely high rewards scenarios.
Yep.
A Blink Dagger on Shadow Fiend now. So with the Fisher and Cogs and stuff like this throwing down on the ground, he just wants more maneuverability. He wants to be able to get in there and deal his right clicks. Of course, with a BKB as well, he can blink in an ulti.
At the same time, though, I see the man on Envy, and I'm seeing an Anti-Mage get into a position where this game is going to get massively drawn out. If you're thinking that this game's going to be over before an hour, grab yourself a beverage. It's probably not going to be the case unless Envy blinks into MMY like he did. They could follow up with a Fiend Script. The Slave is showing the fact that he's there, and there's the Fiend Script. Edict, stun, Envy with a call down, and Laguna Blade. Leshrac will pop, but you lost Eternal Envy for that one.
I like how Fada is just like, hey guys, what's going on here? Oh, psst. Just zaps away the Leshrac, but still a trade that LGD would happily take any time of the day.
That's another minute without Envy, but it's also probably more important the fact that Envy's down for a minute. You think about how much money an Anti-Mage can like gather from just killing creeps and waves in 1 minute. Like you're losing at least 2,000 gold from that.
You're losing a lot of golds. Like the fact that you die and lose golds from that, and then that you're not farming, yeah, it deals a very heavy economic damage, but it's not too bad for C9 since the Leshrac died at least. There is no high ground pressure during the time that Envy is dead. It's just that the enemy team is farming, and you have to play defensive with the rest of the heroes.
It's just also looking at the KDAs. The bottom two, it's a 084 Pugner, but it's a 04 Anti-Mage.
Hey man, I still believe.
Not even an assist. He hasn't helped to get a kill. He tried to snipe one in the mid when he came in for the Mana
He tried
Void.
to steal one, but he didn't want to help.
But it's the plan of like what Cloud9, like what they like to do, and what most teams when they play an Anti-Mage would like to do. It's like, you know what, guys, I'm gonna go farm as Anti-Mage. Like I'm gonna try and slip behind the defense and just grab whatever kills I possibly can.
And that is why we have a thing called...
You guys deal with everyone else.
That's why we have a thing called typical AM contribution.
Yes.
That is... It was more of the thing when people actually played Anti-Mage a lot.
I think Envy might be dying here.
No.
It's an Invis rune. He's going to TP. He's going to leave his illusions behind and just TP out. But MMY had an Invis rune.
He's a mastermind. Look at that.
Actually, LGD, this is one of the best positions for Cloud9. Look at the two wards, that one ward in the mid. It's just seeing the high ground nicely as well as the back part of the lane.
However, they do have this little thing called the gem coming in here. It's just going to pick off the Radiant Ward as he walks over here. So Radiant Ward is gone.
No, he's not holding a gem. The gem's on the courier, they didn't bring it with him.
Oh, he had the gem, but passed it back to courier before he backed down there.
He
had it when it was on top lane.
So they didn't lose it during the fight. It doesn't really matter because they go in maybe. A quick blink up doesn't trigger his BKB. He was trying to get the Blade Mail and the other BKBs out, or whatever they've got out of Cloud9. And now Xiao Wei backing up from these Mandra Illusions. Sylar, the hook shot comes in from Bonus 7 trying to isolate him. But Sylar is still standing his ground. The Force are pushing him back over the cogs. And Nerko Slam in from Yao. Envy is locked. He's going to have his 5th death of the game. Or will he? The Glimmer Cape. He blinks away. Fader is being Fiend Script up. He is the first casualty of war for Cloud9. While the Aegis was triggered from LGD. They keep going on the racks, but they're ready to go again. Well, are they? The Fade Bolt's trying to keep the creep wave off the tower. The Nether Wall's not making life easy, but Big Daddy in a nightmare of a wall. Back behind. Yep, there's your buyback from the Lina. Back to the front line. Sylar with a Glimmer Cape being pushed back and forth by Cogs and Fisher. They'll see him. Where is this catch? Where is the ability to get the extra kills? Blink up from Envy. He'll send the illusions in. Misery's too far away. LGD are away from this.
Oh, Toby. That's really harsh that they couldn't find anyone there as they were pulling out. So LGD actually get away after losing their Aegis, of course, but still dealing some damage, taking away the tier 3 tower and almost killing range racks. Harassing the melee racks doesn't really matter. They're probably not going to be back before it's full HP again.
Yep.
Maybe if they regroup immediately, but it's more likely they're going to wait for the next Aegis.
Wait for the next big damage, dealing item on Sylar too. You can pick up his Demon Edge now with 3k gold and that Gyrocopter.
He needs both damage and HP though, because look at how easily they burst him every fight. He needs the Satanic very badly.
He's actually going to go directly for that. There's your Reaver, you're right.
It was not really a surprise because every fight he's been punished by this Lina. Fada has been doing a good job just going on him with the ulti, bringing him down.
This just adds more pressure though to the Shadow Fiend. But he does have 4k gold over on this SF. Is this one of these games where you just go for tankiness and say, you know what, let's just go for something like a Skadi as opposed to...
just walk in?
Yeah, as opposed to picking up something more like the Monkey King bar. Because it could be a Butterfly coming in from the Anti-Mage next.
I believe Skadi Butterfly and actually Assaultcast are all good options for the SF.
Okay.
Any of those will work well here.
LGD smoke time.
Pugna living life on the edge.
He's going to TP. Doesn't break the smoke of anyone from LGD. You also have Eternal Envy in the neighborhood, and then blinks up. Still no smoke break, and they're blinking around trying to see where the smoke's going to go, and nope, they're all home safely.
Yeah, everyone gets back home, and
We get our answer for the SF. It's going to be a Daedalus build.
the Daedalus going straight into the damage. Pretty sensible choice as the Reaver comes out from a gyrocopter, going into more damage. It works really well with the Necromastery, because all that 72 damage that you have stolen from Necromastery will be added into your crits, of course, and you can crit that.
It's also a good way of making the most out of your stun times, because you kind of want to kill them up before the rest of C9 can arrive. You might just have like the Earthshaker control, the Shrek control, and then the Bane. That's it. You're out then.
You know what they need in next team fight?
What do they need the next team fight?
Some true sight against that Glimmer Cape.
That-
Envy got away because they returned the gem. I mean, yes, you don't want to give back the gem to the enemy team, but they didn't deward, and they also didn't have vision against the enemy carry.
But who do you
as
give
he
it
just
to?
blinked away.
Like, at this point, you almost want to give it to Xiao Wei because he seems to be surviving the longest out of everyone. Like, maybe he's going to be a big target now. The Gyrocopter was already a pretty big target.
I think it's still fine to have it on Bane, honestly.
On Bane?
Yeah, he can just run in with it. Because if they go on Bane, that's fine. Every fight, they're just going on the Gyrocopter, they're going on the Leshrac, they're bringing, you know, they're trying to bring down these important targets. They're ignoring the Bane a lot. I mean, even Shaker, he has 0 deaths. He has not died a single time.
This is a good stab for Yao. 6-0-11.
Yeah.
That's a really nice day. Misery.
Fisher.
Oh, no, he actually went. Oh, he actually Envy. Envy's in the, he's got no blink. He's got well, he has blink. But he
Yeah.
doesn't have a TP scroll at the moment.
And they actually looking
And
for
MMY
Bone
is going to
7.
find Bone 7 in the tree line. And, well, where's your stun? There's a blink into the Totem Stomp. Bone 7 called out.
So
With a
many
follow-up of
disables.
Shrek stun, he's going to go down. While Envy is now moving towards the
But there's a
Dynamite.
massive amount of space created in this. I mean, they chased them for so long. Clockwork once again dead for 35 seconds, but that just means Envy's gonna farm the enemy jungle. When they push down mid, he might even go and hijack the mid creep wave.
Is this enough, though? Like, okay, so Envy's going to get big.
He has no TP. He needs to.
Yeah, he kind of needs to get
Don't
a TP.
C9 this.
Okay, so Envy's going to get a lot of farm. But I'm not seeing it being enough to handle both a Charo and an SF. Even with, like, a level 3 Laguna Blade Aghanims buffed up attack, it's still not enough. And then you throw, like, an Earthshaker on top of all of this, who could cause severe havoc for your entire team. And
Envy-
Earthshaker is actually building a BKB of all things.
Envy has the tough choice now, actually. Like, when it comes to itemization here, there are so many things that he needs. I think he's going to have to farm one more item before he becomes really relevant.
He's going
gonna
BKB.
Yeah, he's going to go BKB now. He is thinking about the buyback, whether or not he wants to keep that, so he does keep it. But yeah, as I was about to say, it's extremely hard to say BKB or go into the Basher or go Butterfly. Those 3 would be the ideal choices.
The Basher would make a lot of sense, but at the same time, like, if he goes in for Abyssal Blade and this SF, well, I suppose the SF's also in a position where he's feeling pretty 6-slotted, so you're probably not going to see a Butterfly out from him anytime soon. It's just save the buyback and end the game.
Yeah.
But you're already up against a Butterfly and a Gyrocopter, so the rest of your team has to do the damage against him to kill him.
Definitely. So this is probably the best choice, just going into the BKB first. But until he has a Basher on AM, he can't really bully one guy that hard. He can run after them, but there's not that good disables on the side of C9. Unless they steal Fisher with Mystery.
True.
Well-
Cloud9, what's the battle they're up against? It's almost 13 to 14,000 net worth and just over 10k in the experience. It's not as bad as it was for LGD in the last game, but at the same
Definitely
time,
winnable.
there was definitely a couple of things in the draft that was working well for LGD in that last game.
Yeah. Oh, looking at this Rubik, Mystery might actually have an Aghanims in this game. He has 3,000 gold, Blink, 4-staff mana boots, and he keeps farming on the lane, so if he gets Aghanims, he can have a massive impact. Look at all the good spells he could steal. And Roche, of course, being taken here. Aegis over on the side of Gyrocopter. Leshrac picks up the cheese.
Leave the casual cloak back in the well, but don't worry, we've got Yummy coming out to pick it up.
Yep.
Our courier for LGD.
Beautiful little boy. And Fada is just like digging some paths on the top side of the map, just cutting himself closer to the creeps and running around.
Well, any kind of creep skip or pick off you can get, it's going to be worth it. Like, you'll see Zhao wait in the top, but now also maybe 2 hits. You've seen that crit going to work. Light Striker Ray won't do anything. Not after maybe gets the BKB off. So SF, free gold, and also that's a long time on the sideline for Alina, but her buyback's coming off cooldown in 15 seconds. So she can be back for another fight.
Yeah, definitely. And 81 seconds. That is not great, actually.
She's seen the reaction from C9.
They're gonna
Force
have
the
to
bottom
this.
lane as much as you can.
Oh, yeah.
Push the top lane as much as you can, and then come back to defend.
You know what's gonna happen when someone gets picked off with that.
Oh,
long death time.
Envy!
The Divine!
He's skipping BKB
What?
and going for a Divine Rapier.
He's pushing with it.
Are they gonna do it?
They don't want to fight. They want
They
to push.
can't do a base trade. They
Yeah, they
cannot do
are.
a base trade in this one.
He doesn't want to fight. He doesn't have a TP.
What?
He has
No!
a Divine.
We're C9ing this!
Go.
We're actually going in! He's gonna take tower and go for the tier 4s. We're turning this into a base race, or LGD just play the defense. They pull back. Yao, here comes your Laguna Blade. He's almost dying while they're still ravaging the bottom lane. Fader trying to run out. They've taken out bottom racks. Envy's gonna go to work right now. LGD, where are your TPs? How are you coming back? Silas on the first TP out. It's actually a Rax for a Rax. And Bone 7, there's his TP out. He'll be successful, and Envy actually gets away to safety. They buy space and get a trading racks. What is this?
They buy space by buying a Divine. This is the most insane play. I have actually never seen that move before. That's some weird YOLO shit going on here, man. Okay, so he definitely needs to BKB as soon as possible now, because he's running something that he cannot lose.
Yes.
And when you're
It's not sustainable.
When you're 0, 4, and 0, split push is the name of the game, so he buys the Divine to do it.
At that point, I think we also have to flag the fact that LGD, there was a surprise factor. LGD would not have said, yeah, any mage bought a Divine Rapier. He's going to have some good damage when he pushes. What ended up happening was LGD, they push
Oh, they
it,
didn't
they
think he
take
would
the
push
racks,
that fast?
and then they just stop in the middle of nowhere going, wait, why are we losing our base so quickly?
Yeah.
Look back, he's got a Rapier. Who's got TPs? I think only like 3 of them actually had TPs at the time.
Only the true C9 fans would have seen this one coming.
Oh.
Like, I'm still trying to recover from this. What is this? So the question to me is, what do you do? Next fight, you have to take it. You cannot split push again. He buys up the entire BKB. He doesn't even have room for a TP scroll. So fighting this fight, now it's all down on this fight. It's an all.
Wait, so is it actually just down to the fight, or is it going to be... Well, you're right, because he doesn't have a TP scroll, so he can't just TP back. You can't go for the trade-off. Yep, this is it. This is going to be the moment for C9, the test. They smoke up, so there's no vision for LGD to get that early advantage. The Netherward drop Bone 7, hook shot in, but Xiaowei force up away at the same time. They pick up Sylar. Remember, he's got the Aegis plus the Satanic. Triggers the BKB to Laguna Blade. They're going to bring him down. He did not use Satanic, but he did use BKB. They've still got time to defend this one. Now Sylar back to World of Living. They glimmer and force up him away to safety. So LGD get into a more comfortable position, but they burnt their Aegis, and
Good
what was
defense
lost?
so far.
Laguna was lost. That was it. And hook shot.
Laguna, very low cooldown as well, 30 seconds, and that's going to be up again. So LGD, do you want to keep pressuring here? They don't. They're actually backing off. And we have a Demon Edge on Gyrocopter. Are we going to see more Divines this game?
It's what? Okay, so in the first round of games, I say the first round being game 1 of all of the series, Knoxville came in and said 4 Divine Rapiers were purchased. 3 of them, actually was it 3 of them or 2 of them were in our game. That was, basically we had the majority of them, and we've already got another one.
Yeah, we're blessed with the C9 Divine games.
It's almost a shame there's no predictions inside for the main events and the compendiums, or else everyone, actually maybe it's a good thing, everyone will be crying right now.
Yeah, magic ends here.
Oh.
The only time he has ever bought a Divine Rapier before was in a 201-minute epic game, the longest game ever, where they lost to Scary Faces.
So you can say for the 2nd time in the history of Dota.
I mean, that was some 40-minute Divine Anti-Mage before BKB, before TP scroll, you know, like, that's some crazy play.
Let's see what happens now, LGD. The smoke move. Everyone, 5-man smoke up. They have the way to get in through the mid, but they cannot get high ground vision. Sentry wards, observers are down, and Misery's also holding on to the gem of MMY.
And 5.4k golds.
Yes.
I mean, Misery
Wait, why?
Misery could buy so much right now, but he wants to have buyback very badly.
He could even go for something like a Scythe of Vice at this
He
point.
should go Aghanims. There are so many good spells. Like, he can steal spells from very, very, very far away. When you have Aghanims, it gives longer cast range, and it also reduces the cooldown to 2 seconds. So,
Yep.
Going from 16 to 2-second cooldown on the spell steal, I mean, it makes a world of difference.
Cloud9. It's not a Roshan attempt. He's not alive yet. This is a wait for LGD to walk up this staircase and then create death moment.
Don't call it a comeback. Let's do it.
They're backing up. There's all of LGD. There's a 5-minute, and they blink into him. Misery, 2 hits from maybe. BKB's expecting some kind of attack. Bone 7, a hook shot TP out. He'll be away
Can we
to
just
safety.
highlight that that was a blind blink in with BKB? He knew perfectly that he was there. They saw them move into the jungle, yes, but he didn't know that he was on that hill right then and there.
Yep.
That was some play. Very nice by maybe just killing off Rubik immediately.
The game sense.
Yeah.
Either that or it's lightning fast reflex, because he BKB'd the second he arrived on the hill.
Yeah, exactly.
So he may have just been whoop, straight away. Okay, so Envy. He's almost got buyback again.
Yeah.
But then again, does that even matter? I don't think it does when you got a Rapier in his
No,
hands.
not really. You don't save for buyback. If he can buy anything that makes him stronger, he would, but he
Courier's
doesn't want to really sell the Vladimir's, I think.
What's the Courier doing? It's
It's,
a point
it's the
booster for
Aghanim's.
Misery. Yep.
Yeah.
He needs the point booster for it.
Oh, they're on the hunt.
Oh, they saw it. That's the dire observer ward that was watching it, but they can't get to the tree line and kill him.
Yep, it's going to get away safely.
Okay, so at this point, Envy's next item, should he look to Boots of Travel? Like, is that actually the way to go? Because right now I'm seeing Cloud9 becoming massively claustrophobic.
Yes. Like, Boots of Travel next would be the item here. However, you got to keep in mind when split pushing, there are so many things that can pick you off. There's the Nightmare, Fiend's Grip, there's the Shaker, Stun from Fog of War, there's a Hex on Leshrac.
Yep.
Basically anything can catch you, so it's more travel so that you can push and still join your team. But not really, like, split push too much.
Here comes LGD again, and not a single observer ward on the field for Cloud9, so they are blind while they farm.
9 and 29. LGD have not been able to close this game out. I want to give a lot of respect to C9 for still being in this game after the disastrous laning phase. Like, that's actually really impressive.
Where are you going, Envy?
Oh,
He's
they
so-
want to fight this. It's just...
Who blinks up to him as they're walking down the hill? MMY
if
actually
you-
already used, like,
If you got a Divine, you got to show it off. You know?
what? Nice pair of shoes?
Yeah. Check out my bling. It's so nice. So they're just still defending, trying to play safe and play around. But they're still... C9 needs a big team fight before they can actually threaten high ground again. They got the sneaky racks. It won't happen again because LGD now know about the Divine, know about how fast he can push.
It's still going to be really difficult for this defense. If I actually check out right now the buybacks of C9, everyone but Clockwork has it.
Oh,
and
they
Clockwork's
catch
only
Rubik.
short by 300.
Rubik.
He's out of position. There goes your 3-hit from maybe to finish the job. Actually, it was Leshrac who took the last attack.
SF have got 2 crits in a row there. Mid?
Yep. They jump in. There's your Fiend Strip. They hold Fader. Hookshot up, but it only connected on maybe with Fader. The BKB's helping him survive and even move back with the extra Glimmer Cape. They've committed quite a hefty amount of abilities. Now the Fissure, stolen by Misery. They're force-staffing him away as fast as they can. The Fadebol's still kicking in. And LGD, they're poking and prodding, looking for the opening, but cannot find it.
That was a very nice save onto the Lina there by Bone 7. He was actually medallioning her, because I was wondering, how are you not dying to the Shadow Fiend right click? And then I look at her, and she had plus 20 armor because of their item build, the Blade Mail, and also the fact that they had Vlad and Medallion there. So even with the SF presence, so much armor on the Lina.
LGD is going to be so sad. They got a double damage room, but Roshan's spawn time was about 30 seconds away at the time.
Yeah.
So they're incapable of getting that. By the way, Rubik did buy back during that fight, so his Aghanim has obviously been delayed. I don't know if you mentioned that, but it's Fader's getting more and more money as time passes on. He might even get to buy a new item and still have his buyback if he wants to.
Yep.
Clockwork will sacrifice his buyback for a Solar Crest, but that's perfect. You can throw that on the anti-mage. The poor man's butterfly.
Definitely. Poor man's Butterfly is still very good.
Do you actually now think that Envy could go in for something like a heart and just have the Solar Crest on him, like when he jumps in?
You need attack speed. Like, you have so much damage, but your attack speed is still only the part that you get from Manta Style and Treads. I honestly think that going Butterfly still is a good choice, even against the MKB. That could be a choice from Sylar.
They're doing Roshan. but this, like, Envy's just going to go up.
Yep.
He's attacking the tier 3 tower, and fortification will be used. The TPs are starting to come back. Roshan is dead. Aegis Immortal into the hands of Sylar. Xiaowei still bringing that cheese back again. The tier 3 tower, the Echo Slam, they catch out Bone 7. The Cogs drop as well as the Fiend's Grip. So you will be bringing down the Clockwork here, but your entire team returns to your base, and you do not find any other core but the Clockwork.
That's an interesting trade, right? So they get the tier 3 tower top and they lose their Clockwork, but at the same time Roshan also died and they got the Aegis on LGD. So LGD pretty happy, but their top lane is now more exposed, and maybe Envy...
Envy has a new item. It's a Monkey King bar.
Oh.
He bought a full Monkey King bar.
He wants to be able to kill the Gyrocopter.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you get MKB, Rapier, Manta, Battle Fury, BKB. So the only item now which he would change out would be Treads for BTs. And that's only if you feel, in fact, you probably even keep the Treads. So he BTs back to base and switches over, so he's got them for the fight.
Yeah, you can change the Treads, and later on, at a very late stage, you can also change the Battle Fury into a fighting item, because you don't really need it to kill creeps later on if you do have good attack speed and damage items.
Unless you turn this game into a split. Yeah, you're right. Would you get the, like, Mjolnir? Like, they'll still give you your push power and your damage.
Yeah. That's true. He could also go into the Moonshard, of course, when he has plenty of gold.
Very true.
Because he needs that attack speed very desperately.
You just consume it. That way you don't have to worry about it. You get your attack speed and you still get your BTs.
I think everyone got happy when Moonshard was introduced as an item. They're like, yes, we can do something when we're gear capped.
It actually makes Anti-Mage better than just, like...
Any late game hero.
Because normally Anti-Mage, like, just tails off at 55.
Yeah.
Now he's got something.
See how they can take this fight. Keep your eye on the Clockwork and how he initiates in this fight. It's extremely important.
We've done this previously. So round 2 for LGD. The Fissure, Sylar close. They force-staff him in. Lacuna Blade. Sylar pulled so deep in, but remember, he's got the Satanic and he's using it. But how much life? You've actually got another jump. It was the Clockwork keeping the rest of LGD out, but maybe hitting Fader into the grave. Sylar finally brought down by the Fable of Misery, but the Aegis Immortal will bring him back to the world of the living, and they continue to fight. Buyback in from the Lina. In comes Eternal Envy. The damage on Sylar. How much work can he do? He even got mini bashes. They bring him back maybe as well. A mini bash on him. He's so low, the mana void. He's got full mana, so it won't work, but they get the kill. The SF's down for the count. Echo Slam. Jump in from Yao. The double stuns. Big Daddy. So low. Fader as well. The Blade Bell. Try and turn the damage. Now Envy. Turn into a chicken. Zhao Wei getting stunned up. Fader from the low ground. Doing the work. Now they move over to Sylar. On the run out of here. They're burning his mana. They have another stun. No, the Life Structure Rate's going to miss. Eternal Envy can jump. Mana void is available. They may just need it to actually control him for a moment. Blink in 1 second time.
Is he going to find him?
Yeah, he jumps the wrong way. He's running down, not up.
Yeah, but that's amazing, though. What a fight. Can I just call out what an MVP Misery was in that fight? He played so good. He shut in the enemy in his base, shut out 4 enemy heroes so that they could not come in and help with that first Fissure. And then later on in the fight, a Fissure that's done 4 heroes as well, allowing Misery or Envy to just hit everyone.
Where are you going, Envy?
Beautiful.
Does he have damage?
Backdoor? He does.
There's backdoor. Okay, yeah, yes. The answer is yes. He can battle the backdoor regeneration. He'll take a range Rax and then blink away. The rocket's going to connect, but there's no real follow-up because it's only Sylar left. And you've also
Bane is
got...
respawning. You have to respect that.
Yeah.
He's going to back out, I think.
But you got what you wanted. Like, you actually thought, okay, range Rax isn't the best thing since Alakazam.
And they
but
didn't lose
it's still
Rax.
good.
They didn't lose their bottom racks as well. They held that during all that chaos and during all those high damage output heroes. Lesh Rack of Edict.
It's gonna happen again.
Oh, dude!
It's gonna happen again.
We gotta get...
We hit a plus 20k net worth and experience advantage for LGD, and it's done to arc.
Like, are we gonna have 2 games in a row where we have comebacks of 20... Like, let's not call it a comeback. Let's not do that. Let's just watch.
it's a point where if we were currently in Key Arena, the crowd will be giving everything
I've never
they've
seen
got.
something like this 2 games in a row. This is actually crazy.
It's a huge series. It's such a huge series. What a way to start the mainstream as well. We already had the greatest start for the wildcard match. And in the last game, we're having a great old ball.
Oh, this TI is already better than last TI. Like, it's
that
actually...
was the thread yesterday.
Yeah.
Believe me, I was there. This is better.
Yeah, it actually feels so amazing. Could not be more hyped. So right now they still have to play this. You know, the funny part is Envy, even though he picked up his Divine and starting to do a lot of work in the team fights, he still only has 3 assists. He doesn't have any kills.
Man, okay, this is the point too where LGD have to understand that they need to be able to hit a lot harder, a lot faster. And I think
Oh, they're
Sylar
smoking.
is looking at like either like what is it, Daedalus or Rapier. Like these are his only two choices that remain.
Yeah, I think so. He needs to go more damage. He needs to just go straight into Divine, I think.
Yep.
Just counter Divine to with Divine.
I
So
think it's probably the only thing you can do because
They're
imagine what
smoke ganging the
Rubik's going
barracks.
to do when you've got a Rapier over the Envy. Oh, he got a double damage rune.
And they're
He's
smoke
actually going to
ganging
come in.
barracks.
They're actually going to come in. There's fortification available here for LGD, and with them all together, they're going to beat through and backdoor the racks. The fortification comes, but this opens up for future opportunities.
away.
Oh, he's just having agony. It's the Fissure. It stops Bone 7.
Yeah, they caught Bone 7. Maybe they can catch up. They have a lot of stuff
He's
like
got
Force
four
Staff.
stuff. Echo Slam. Might have wanted to wait till the creep
Yeah.
wave was there. There's no Fissure available with Rockets. Bone 7's dead.
He's the sacrifice.
Yep.
They forced out a glyph, traded for Bone 7.
Yep, worth it. Look at the bottom lane. The creep wave is pushing in so heavily. This is the C9 advantage lane, and LGD have to come back to defend this. Either that, or you're going for a GG push.
Yeah.
But if you do that, Animage's going to buy BTs and go into your own base and take your tier 4 towers, or potentially just your mid-racks.
Yeah, this is such a hard game to close out for LGD. I mean, it's still 13-35, and they've had such a big advantage the entire game. 57 minutes into the game, C9 are holding on and outplaying them over and over with less resources.
When Envy's that far forward, I always get concerned. Xiaowei could just force off into that side device. Like, Leshrak's got so much money up his sleeve. Every single hero for LGD is doing work.
Yeah.
But the same thing can be said about Cloud9. Like, Pugna, like, even if it's just a Netherward, it's still helping him out.
Oh, the heroes are coming together beautifully, especially the Rubik and Clockwork working together are having a massive impact in terms of controlling the fight, pushing, stunning, all of this. And even just the Solar Crest coming out as well from Clockwork. No, they, like, both the drafts are synergizing really well. However, C9 are able to play around LGD a little bit more.
Is it time, Sylar? Is it time?
It is, like, just go
Oh,
ham.
no, he's going Abyssal. He's going
Oh.
Control Factor over on the Animage. This still works.
A lot
Animage's
of
going to come in
damage.
close, and you get good damage. It's fine.
Yeah. Abyssal Blade on Gyrocopter is actually very strong. If you don't want to go for that Rapier, scared of the enemy maybe being able to burst you, which they can. They have
Yep.
Lina, AM, and Clockwork. You are an easy target for these heroes. So going into Abyssal Blade makes a lot more sense to Divine. This is a smart choice by LGD and also brings a lot of damage still.
Yes, it's a nice combo, but this will be his last item. There is no more. Then we have Sylar
Moonshard.
being Moonshard. Yes, there's always the Moonshard.
And Travel too.
He's got BTs. Oh yeah, Travel too.
Travel
yeah.
too.
Number, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Then
Two
maybe,
as in two.
maybe there's some more things he could buy then. I'm 100% wrong.
I'm sure he could buy some salves and go Slazz's way.
Yes. What's he got?
There's always space
the
for that.
compendium achievement for healing. Salves don't work. 5k gold over on Eternal Envy. Now, is this the point where he starts looking at his Battle Fury?
Yeah, it is. Like, it's the next item that you could possibly get rid of, because your BKB, you crucially need it in your fight. He has used it once this game, so it's not that you're gonna need it a lot of times, but when you need it, you desperately need it.
Man, to actually have a such a long duration battle for you. You got 9 seconds when we're hitting the hour mark again in this game. Like, it's almost unheard of for a BKB, unless it's brand new.
I think moonsharding it up first, and then going into travels, and then switching the Battle Fury is possibly the build.
We're almost at a point too where maybe might consider building into a Satanic of his own.
Yeah.
Because he's got 5,600 gold and a Blink Dagger.
I'm looking for, yeah,
That's the only item he would sacrifice out of what he's got.
that is true.
Even the 5-second BKB is still going to be worth it.
God, it's truly AM up against these two extremely strong carries in the fact of Gyro and Shadow Fiend. They hit extremely hard, but Anti-Mage plays around them, and he has the Divine. He's the man with the golden sword.
Look at the money on Leshrak. He's actually got an ultimate orb as well. This could turn in to being something like a Lincoln Sphere and just protecting else. Oh, Bone 7, they catch him out. The Hex from Xiaowei, the stuns and the damage. Just so good. I actually think Bone 7's the only real man to die in the last 20 minutes for Cloud9.
Yeah.
I say real man, like, not like that.
Are you saying that no tail doesn't count, or
But just
what is this?
because he's currently halfway to the Melk Award.
Yeah, but he achieved that in like the first 15 minutes, so he's been actually playing very safe later on.
This is just so dangerous. I like the timing for this. Roshan's up in 20 seconds time. You just lost Clockwork. That's your scout ability of Roshan.
I don't even know which Roche this is. There's been so many already.
We've already had 2 cheeses.
Yeah,
So
it's fifth.
I think it has to be 5th.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a nod from
Roshan.
like Scriff.
Scriff is just giving us the...
Scriff doesn't know.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain it's 5th.
He's giving us the subs on left, subs on right. That's the... Okay, let's see. Roche up, and Sylar is actually checking it now. He has 5.8k gold, so he has the surplus enough to buy his Abyssal Blade.
Yep.
I wonder if they just give the Aegis to Leshak here. They pretty much have to.
It would make sense.
And
He's got the
she's
slot.
on maybe...
I'll give it to like just leave it on one of the supports. Like, leave it on-
yeah, maybe.
Actually, they gave it. Wait, what did he dropped the Monkey King bar to have the Aegis the Immortal.
What? Okay.
And now he'll buy up.
Well, then you would
The
want to
Abyssal
Divine
Blade.
more than Abyssal. if you drop the MKB, you want to Divine more than Abyssal, I think. Because now his damage is still the same as when he had the MKB.
Yep.
It's lackluster at
But
this point.
Maybe we got to look at this from a different angle. Where LGD is like, okay, if we're going to go high ground, we need a sponge.
Yeah. Well, they're going to have to buy one more courier and keep it close.
MMY, he's walking into him. He doesn't have Blink available, but Yao holding onto the Fissure gets a stun over on Misery, and Misery, he actually saw Fiend's Grip, but Yao jumps in. Laguna Blade almost gave him the kill. They've lost the bait. There's that Fiend's Grip going to work. The Earthshaker control, maybe even pushed back by the Cogs of Bone 7. Zhao Wei, he has to use the cheat to try and stay alive here. Now it's a 2-for-1 trade-off. The Clockwork still ended up dying.
A lot of disables removed as well. LGD don't have them.
Yep. Someone get rid of that one super range creep. It's chasing them and giving all the vision away. But they have to get back anyway. That melee Rex had to come under siege in just a moment.
Range creep is on to you.
Hey, where is Zhao Wei going? He's moving out of base. The observer ward gets deep watered,
Yeah. And,
so they lose their vision.
C9 are now finally getting to feel like the aggressors in this game. For really the first time in this entire game, they are the aggressors, not
But
just the
look
rats.
back at base, look back at home. It's in trouble. They're trying to creep skip this, but you got 2 catapults and a huge wave coming in. You take out the tier 2 tower in mid, but the creep wave's about to take out your tier 4s. You have to come back. And if they're not careful, oh no, Courier!
Oh.
Just the Cardi!
Yeah, they micro in. It's fine.
You can't micro catapults.
Yeah, they micro courier. But they're gonna back with it.
Alright, so they push him back. Sylar's still in a horrible...
Yeah, Sylar needs to have his MKB as well. This is such a tough... I think maybe when he has the Aegis, he should just drop the BKB and play without the BKB until he has Aegis gone. Because honestly, his damage is not high enough to take a fight right now. Without the MKB, he's not gonna hurt much. But that said, though, there are some low HP numbers on both sides of the teams. Like the 1000 HP over on the Pugna, the 2000 HP on Antimage is not super high for an AM. But this game, man, it's so crazy. I think LGD are shook by the fact that that Divine happened. Because ever since, they've been playing reactively. Like, they've slowed down.
They're not the ones calling the shots anymore. I think they realized, too, the ability for trade-off against Cloud9, they're giving respect to C9. C9 have been in this position many, many times.
That's what happened. Envy buys that Divine, he's the alpha male now. That's how it goes, man. The respect is gone.
There's one way to look at it. But you'll only be a real alpha male if he buys a second.
Yeah, well, if we could only walk into a room and say, hey, you need one more.
What would you do? Sell the Battle Fury for a second Rapier?
Sure. Oh, top lane. They're trying to set up to hex him. Blinking in. Fiend
This
script.
could be it. They need support. Clockwork missed the hook shot. Misery's in the neighborhood. And Envy, he's
The
dropping.
Divine?
He's down. He is gone. The Rapier is on the deck and in the hands of the Shadow Fiend. He'll lose his Butterfly for it. He used his BKB. It's almost worth holding on to that Butterfly.
Yeah.
And now, where's the extra support? The Echo Slam. They managed to find another one. It's the Rubik down for the count. This could be the moment. The SF is dishing out almost 700 damage a pop.
Yeah, he's hitting so hard. That Daedalus is just crazy. He has the Moonshard as well, of course, so his attack speed is decent despite dropping the Butterfly. And yeah.
Look at the play. So this is Cloud9's way.
Yeah.
Okay, so
down the bottom lane.
If we can't fight them directly, now Animage does have a buyback available.
Oh,
they just make sure the bottom lane's pushing in. Now, Sylar bought second level BTs.
Yeah.
So he will TP into probably the SF or whoever.
Exactly, a reliable TP that you cannot stop as if he TP to a creep.
But what a timing for Fader.
Yeah.
A refresher up. You got double Laguna Blade. I believe with that he can he can
Is
pop.
it enough though? They're going in now.
He can kill the Shrek. This is the moment.
Oh,
this is the day.
They shouldn't get too anxious about this Rax. Rax doesn't mean that much. It's just about how you take the fight.
They're trying to be safe.
Yeah.
They're just trying to be safe.
Yeah, they're trying to wait for Envy, but it's 30 seconds. It's
Envy
a long time.
Envy won't buy back unless they contest the third Rax or they go for tier 4 towers. And he'll always wait until Cloud don't initiate.
He will have to, though. They're gonna mega creep them if he doesn't buy back, but
Yep.
they're gonna go now. They're looking for it.
Here they come. Misery jumps in, picks up maybe Fade with the BKB. Looking at Blade 1, looking at Blade 2. Maybe dropping low. They want the Rapier back. Eternal Envy getting stunned.
Oh,
He's down.
no.
He's down. That could be GG. They've lost everything. It's 4, almost 5, and GG. LGD will 2-0 Cloud9 in a very intense game too.
Has to be one of the most emotional losses. The dream was so real, they could touch it, Toby, they could taste it. But that means that in the LGD versus C9, LGD 2-0 taking 3 points.
What a game. What a game to play. Cloud9, LGD, they get the big points. Love them for it. We'll get to have ourselves a breather, as I know you're going to be back with the panel in just a moment. But the next game coming up, I'm excited. You'll
But
be
my
excited.
nerves can't handle this.
We'll
like-
be back. Handle it, Waga.
Jesus.
Find your handles. We'll be back.